Hello everyone. I've just been having a play and I thought I would share with you what I've been doing because it's actually teaching me quite a lot. So I just fancied playing with colour and finding some colour combinations that I enjoy, getting to know my pencils a little bit more. I think this was one of the first ones I did, which is nice. And I was thinking about analogous colours on the colour wheel. But once I'd done that, I kind of realised that I wasn't thinking about everything. I was only thinking about colours at that point. They were all muted. They're all fairly mid-range colours in terms of value. So I realised then, right, I've got to start thinking about some more factors here. So I've got value to think about. I've started thinking about colour. So whether I want to have analogous colours or perhaps colours like a triad of colours on the wheel. I'll get my wheel in a second. So here's my colour wheel. I did it a year or two ago with acrylic paint. So you've got your primary colours, yellow, red and blue. Tertiary colours then would be your yellow and red mixed to make your orange, your yellow and blue mixed to make a green, and your blue and red mixed to make a violet. So when I'm talking about complementary colours, so this is a quite good little way of looking at it. I can't remember where I got this idea from. I must have been from a YouTube video probably a few years ago. Complementary colours are the ones opposite each other on the colour wheel. So your yellow and violet, your orange and your blue, and your red and your green, and then all the ones in between. So if you're not familiar with it, you kind of get to visualise it in your head. Now, I mentioned a triad. I know I'll be mentioning, or if I haven't mentioned already, triads. So your yellow, red and blue would be a triad. And then your orange, green and violet. So orange, green and violet, that was kind of like a muted triad. Okay, but that's a tertiary triad because it's the tertiary colours. Whereas I'd call that one a primary triad, red, yellow and blue. This is looking at the standard way of looking at it. There's also another colour wheel which is based on magenta, cyan and yellow. This is the more traditional way. I think one's to do with the way light's absorbed and one's to do with the way the light's reflected. Am I right in that? I might be completely wrong. Anyway, a split track complementary is where you have a red violet, a blue violet and a yellow, for example. Have I tried that? So I might play with those a bit more later. A regular tetrad. I think that's kind of what I've used in a picture I'll be showing you later. Yeah, that's more. No, there. Yeah, that's my woodpecker picture, which I'll show you later. It's got reds and greens because the green woodpecker's got green and red in it. And the background, I thought about blues and oranges. So that would have been a regular tetrad. There's a square. But as you get into the ones where the colours are further apart and a dyad, you kind of need to be a bit more careful because they can get quite clashy. I don't know where my analogous, I haven't got a tracing paper for analogous colours, but when I talk about analogous colours, I mean colours that are fairly close together. So maybe reds, yellows and blues, or turquoises and blues and violets or something in a range of 3 or 4 of these. If we're looking at one of these, violets ranging through these kind of colours here. This one's slightly warmer, ranging more through these kind of colours here. All right, so those would be analogous, I should say. There we are, just a quick insert in case you were wondering. And then I also noticed that these are all quite warm colours. They're all the colour temperature is fairly warm on all of them. So I thought, do I need to vary that as well then to make my triads more interesting? So I started playing a bit more. So I think I started thinking about value a bit more. So I've got dark one mid-range, one light. They're all still fairly warm colours. They're all analogous, but on the warm side of each. So I was starting then to try and mix up the warmth of the colours. So I think here I was trying to use a cooler and a warmer warmer colour there, or a cool green and a warm green. But they're still a little bit there. They're not popping out at me, they're not jumping. I'm not excited by them. They're pleasant colours. I don't know how much you can see there. Yeah, you can see those fairly well, can't you? And then I was doing a few ones that are further apart on the colour wheel, so triads really, so your tertiary triads. Is that what it's called? I've forgotten. It sounds like the right thing to call it. And looking at sort of primaries, nearer the primaries. These are jarring on me a little because there's nothing holding, how well can you see those? Nothing holding those together in the same way. I'm not feeling them being held together. So I think that's why they're jarring. I think I realised then that if I am going to go triad, I'd rather do a triad with more muted colours, because then you've got some harmonising, they'll all be sharing something that's muted them down. Whereas if they're bright, they tend to be more pure colours. There's nothing shared. I mean, I suppose that one's almost a triad in the sense that you could class that as your red, your yellow and your blue. And that's more muted, and I quite like that as well. That's nice. Again, I'm starting to find colour combos which I like, which are very muted and subtle and calming. So you realise that the ones that haven't got any surprise colours in them are more calming. And then I started doing this one. So I started doing that one. I got that far and I thought, right, I'm seeing a green, a lighter green, but, I can't possibly do that. That would be really clashy and horrible. That wouldn't work. And then, that would be clashy and horrible as well. No, I wouldn't fancy that. And, that would be a definite no as well. So I'm going safer, and I went for this more muted olive yellow by Luminance. And I got this, which again is a lovely, it's a bit like these. It's a lovely calming combo. I like all of those. But I thought, what if I had been brave? And I thought, what if I had gone for one of the other colours? What would have happened? What's the worst that could happen if I went for a really bright colour with that? So I thought, try it anyway. And to be fair, I have muted this down a little bit. I started off with this one, and I muted it a little bit with both. So this is the Holbein Chartreuse. I muted it with the olive yellow and the spring green. So I've just brought it down a little because it was a bit too much. But that's got more of a surprise in it. And that lifts it a bit for me. It might not be to your taste, but for me, I kind of like that little surprise. It makes it more interesting for me. So I tried it again here, and I like that. So I've got a range of values. Colour temperature, that's quite a cool colour. That's a warmer green. Hues, I've got fairly analogous. Saturation, more muted, more saturated. And that combination of all those different things going on somehow is making it come alive for me a bit more. You've got to be careful with it, for sure. I'm not sure about that. I'm still getting my head around that one. So it's just making me think about all those different elements. So I just thought you might be interested in that, because I am thinking of doing some pieces based more on colour, because I'm really enjoying colour. My last piece, I'll just grab. The last piece I did was this. I've just done this. And I love it. There's still something. This one I love. I absolutely love this. And I always look at it and I'm perfectly happy with it. There's nothing bugging me there at all. You've already got complementary colours. The woodpecker's already got his greens and his reds. So there's complementary there. So I had to be really careful with the background then, not to interfere with that. I wanted the blue because I just thought the blue would work really nicely against those colours. But then because I've muted the blue down so it didn't compete too much, and then the blue needed something more orange to bring that out. So I went for warmer tree trunks, sort of orangey brown tree trunks to work against the blue. So you've got a double complementary there. This one, I think my thinking is still feeling a little, I think because the woodpecker's got a yellowish breast, that's warmed that up and made it nice and warm. This one's still feeling a little bit cool. I've tried warming it up. I've tried warming up the whites. And I've tried warming up the tree trunks. I might need to go there a little bit more with the tree trunks. That might be what I need to do. But here, I've gone for a green background because of the russets and the kind of dusky pinks in the J's top half. So I went for the green to complement that. Have I gone a bit strong with the green? Is it competing a bit too much? And then the orange in the tree trunks to try and bring out the, again, but not to compete with the blue, but to try and bring out the blue. That I'm working on. I think I'm almost there, but if you've got any ideas, please let me know. I do like it though. I'm nearly there. And I've been also looking lately at things which inspire me. I don't know if anybody else has got a love for tissue boxes, but they've had some lovely, the Tesco Luxury Soft little cubes have had some lovely designs over the last few years. And for a while I was actually collecting the boxes. I didn't know what I was going to do with them. I just couldn't bring myself to throw them away. I have finally managed to throw them away, most of them. I've kept an example of each. I was actually going to gesso them and then cover them with my jelly prints, but I just haven't got time, and I knew it wasn't going to happen, so I got rid of them in the end. But I love this colour combination, so I've found the pencils that match that the best. I've got a photo somewhere I might put up. I've got a lovely pair of shoes. Hold on. They're getting a bit grubby because I just wear them all the time. I need to wipe the whites and clean the laces. But aren't they fab? These are like my Wizard of Oz shoes. No, it's heels, isn't it? I just want to wear these the whole time. I think they're brilliant. But again, I love these colour combos. So I'm keeping a note of things like that and taking photographs for inspiration. So I might start keeping a little book of inspiration and make a note of those colour combos, which I think might be a nice idea. I'm thinking of trying to make some art pieces using the colour combinations. Anyway, should we do one more? I have no idea where this is going. Let's try one. What's my heart telling me? So I've managed to find a muted triad there that I like. So I'm going to try and do a muted primary triad. See if I can find one there that I like. So that can be my mid-value colour. And I have to find something that's surprising but also works. The safe colour would be probably something like that. So let's just have a little play. That would be a safe colour, wouldn't it? With that, and I think it was the ocean blue, if I can find it again. There we are. That would be a safe, which is nice. Don't want to go safe. Yeah, a bit braver. And just bring it, still pretty safe, isn't it? But it's a bit brighter. There we are. No, I still think that's safe. I'm going to have to do that again. I like it, but that's safe colours you'd have in a nice coffee room, somewhere where you want to chill. Coffee bar colours they are to me. Don't get me wrong, I love them. But I need to go brighter, I need to be braver. So what's it to be? Is it to be maybe that one? Which is the yellow. Lightfast, Derwent Lightfast yellow. It's a little brighter, didn't need to be much brighter. You see the difference there? So the first one I used which I've forgotten already. What was it? Was it this one? I think it was the burnt sienna. But then I went yellow. It's just that much brighter, but it just gives that much more lift to it. So that's a brighter colour compared to more muted colours, whereas they're all muted. So that works better for me than that. One more. Got dark purple, dark violet here. See what else I can do with the dark violet. This is the Nightshade by Derwent Lightfast. Where am I going here? Am I going... Right, this one is the Red Violet by Polychromos. Now, what do I need to surprise there? Surprise and delight, but not upset. Oh, that one's, again, nice, safe, but no surprise. Do I be really brave? No, that's too much. Let me just try a few. There we are. Dark Naples Ochre by Faber-Castell, Polychromos. Does that belong there or there? It's kind of here, isn't it? It's not really into the pops. I'm running out of pieces of paper now. I'm enjoying myself too much. Oh, here's one. Right, so I'm going to do one more of those. I've got to get that right. I might try and do some which deliberately clash badly in a minute, because I might find some nice surprises. Nice, but I just need to do this to that, or even a bit of this. There we are, getting there. Just lifting it, slightly more limey. Again, there's saturations coming in there. So that I would put just that little, well, that word pop, some people hate the word, but it is, isn't it? I can't think of another word for it. Flash, oh, I don't know. No. There we are. I'm happier with that one now as well. There you go. So I'm going to keep playing. Oh, if you want to have a play as well, it's great fun. And again, I like doing them on separate cards because I'm enjoying being able to move them around and put them in different places. I could stick these into a cheap sketchbook then, a big one, just to remind myself. I could put them in categories and do all that business. There we are. And I'll leave you to it. So have a good day. Take care for now. Bye-bye.